Voted. I'm not sure it's important. I need to introduce him because he has really helped immigrants in diaspora, not just in Canada, and his profile speaks well of him. So I think he has all the answers.
All right, so thank you guys so much for having me. When she contacted me, I was like, oh, of course. I derive pleasure in supporting people, in helping people. I always believe that the success of my brother or the success of my sister is equally my own success. I don't believe in being the most successful person in an environment or in a society. I actually think success should be a collective endeavor. And since arriving here, I've been doing a lot of work supporting new immigrants, helping them by providing coaching, mentoring, resume critique, job readiness assessment, career integration, career transition, and a couple of other things. So I co-founded a social enterprise called Helping Other People Succeed, where I provide with my mentor coaching and career transformation programs to folks. I will also do some training, like sort of like hands-on training that will help people to really feel the business analysis or project management or Agile and Scrum or QA function, such that by the time they're going for interviews or by the time they get their first gig, they're not going to be struggling to know what are the things that they're supposed to be doing and all of those things. So I know I probably don't have to tell you anything about me. If you've read some of my profile, you probably know what I do and who I am right now. So I'm here literally to just answer any questions that you may have as pertains to working within the tech space in Canada, North America, generally. So who wants to go first? My name is Laide, a Nigerian mom planning to immigrate to Canada. I'm presently an SCM owner in Nigeria. I hold a bachelor's degree in industrial and labor relations. I'm waiting for my MSc certification in entrepreneurship and innovation. I've never used my certificate to practice, so let's say I do not have a job experience. I want to transition to tech. How do I go about it? Good question. And I get this kind of question a lot. So what I always believe is when you are a business owner, there are several skills that you are using running your business that you can very easily and very quickly transfer to a couple of other professions or careers in Canada, particularly in tech. Let me use one example. As a business owner, you will be doing a lot of projects. And in running your project, you'll be implementing in running your business, you'll be implementing some project. Maybe, say, for example, as part of my business, I had to design a website. This is a project that you did while running your business. And there's several skills that you use while developing your website for your business that you can literally transfer to either a business analyst role or project manager role in Canada. Skills like, say, communication, skills like, say, budgeting and planning, skills like reporting. So one thing that you want to understand for Lade is, what are the skills that you have used, that you're very good at while running your business? And let's look at job functions under tech, business analysis, project management, project coordination, software testing, and all of those. You look at your skill set. You look at the skills that are required for either business analysis or project management or even data analytics. you will find some skill sets that you've been using in running your business that you can very easily transfer to either of these roles. If you have like 5 skills matching project management more than business analysis or data analytics, that tells me that project management may be an easy route for you to transition from being an entrepreneur to working in tech in Canada. So the next thing that I will advise you to do is identify the relevant skill set that you still need to develop, the capabilities that you need to develop in, say, project management. What are the tools that are used in project management? And these are not technical tools.
Okay.
Microsoft Project, for example, we're talking, say, Jira, we're talking Excel, we're talking PowerPoint, office productivity tools. Thirdly, are there any other things that I need to get or I need to arm myself with that will give me a competitive advantage? An example of that is a certification in project management, PMP. Let me speak a little to certification. Before I came to the country, I used to work as some other thing, but I really loved project management. I wanted to work with IT, with technology people. I wanted to be part of management. I wanted to make decisions or sit at the decision-making tables. So what I did was I tried to rework my resume to speak to project management. But I wasn't getting any, I was putting out my resumes, but I wasn't getting traction. I wasn't getting visibility. Recruiters were not really calling me. I wasn't getting any interviews. And what I did was I took a training for project management, and then I wrote the project management professional certification, PMP. 3 months after I got my PMP, I got a job in a consulting company as a project manager. The same thing when I was getting into business analysis, because I'd been doing a lot of stuff around projects. I needed something that would give me a competitive advantage or a competitive edge. So what I did again was to research the most profitable and globally accepted certification in business analysis. I had one from IIBA and another one from PMI, and I went for the one from IIBA. And literally after I got my CBAP, I started getting business analysis gigs. So for you as an entrepreneur, don't think that you don't have some knowledge or experience that you can transfer. You do have. All you just need to do is review the opportunities available, look at which of the skills you have that you can easily transfer. It's better for you to start with things that you already have than things that you need to develop fresh. So for a business owner, particularly for someone who studied entrepreneurship and innovation in business school, you can easily get into business analysis. You can easily get into project management. You can easily get into product management. So when I do one-on-one, I sit with guys like Lade, for example. I say, so let's know what are the things that you do in running your business? What are the skill set that you have? And then we look at the opportunities around tech in North America. We look at product management or product manager. We look at product owner. We look at Agile coach. We look at Scrum master. We look at business analyst. We look at project coordinator. We look at project manager. And then we identify all the skill sets that are required in those roles. And then we do a match of the skill set that Larry has that can easily move to any of these roles. And once we identify 1 or 2 roles, we create like a roadmap. And then we run on it. So I'll recap. Think about the skill sets, the capabilities that you've developed in running your business. Look at the roles available in tech that are not technical. Business analysis, product manager, Scrum master, project manager, quality assurance. Look at the skill set required for those roles. See which one of your skill set in managing your project align with any of these guys and then pick that. and then do some bit of other training, some bit of research. I don't know if that answers your questions, Lade. Is it Lade? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the second question, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Is it necessary to take CBAP exam if transitioning into BA? This person has already done a research.
Yeah.
So for some others, we might have to talk about what CBAP is, or is it CBAP?
Yeah, CBAP, CBAP.
Or can one just learn the techniques and tools and then apply for BA roles?
Good question. Thank you, Tam Tam. So for those who don't know, CBAP, for those who don't know, CBAP or CBAP stands for Certified Business Analysis Professional. It's a global certification that validates knowledge and understanding of business analysis for individuals. Think about ICON. When people have ICON or when they are certified, what it means is they've gone through series of tests on accounting and financial management, and they've been certified by a body that is recognized in that industry to one, know the principles and the tenets of accounting and able to replicate that in whatever work they're doing. So bring that to business analysis. It is not necessary, but it is recommended for three reasons. Number one, we're coming from Nigeria, we're coming to Canada, or we're going to the US. We have a lot of experience from Nigeria, but the guys here don't really understand those experiences. If you've worked with GT Bank in Nigeria, the guys here don't understand GT Bank. They can't even relate with your experience working as a business analyst in GT Bank because they don't understand it. But everybody understands one thing. Everybody understands global accreditation. I will listen to you first if I see that there is a globally recognized organization that certifies your knowledge and your understanding of a practice. Because I can relate with that. Than when you are only telling me your experience from a body that I even don't know, GT Bank, for example. That's one. Two, when you have the certification, when you have the CBAP certification, you're able to negotiate better than someone without the CBAP certification. From 2006 till date, IIBA, International Institute of Business Analysis, has been conducting salary surveys. And every year, the report has tends to the direction where the people who have the CBAP certification earn slightly higher than those who don't have the CBAP certification. Two. Thirdly, I have sat at interviews where we were stuck on 3 candidates. They had the same experience, the same number of years of experience from the same industries. And then we started looking for the next thing to use to shortlist or to prune the list. And we said, okay, so this guy has 5 years of experience. The other guy has 5 years of experience. This guy knows all these tools and techniques. These 3 guys know all these tools and techniques. So what is that one thing that distinguishes one person from the remaining 2? And we said, okay, now let's look at certification. And then we saw one lady from some country whose name I don't want to mention, who has CBAP. And that was the only thing that distinguished, that differentiated this person from the other 2. And that was what we used to decide on the hiring of the lady. Bonus point. Bonus point. When you have the certification, it gives you some visibility, global visibility that your experience alone may not be able to give you. So while learning the tools and techniques, I will say you should also try to get the certification. What you don't want to do is just get the certification alone and not learn the tools. Tam Tam, does that answer your question? Okay. Okay, so that's that for Tam Tam certification. Any other question? Usala, do you want me to just continue to read the questions? So Peculiar said, do I need a certification to get a job, a BA job in Canada? You don't necessarily need it, but it will help a lot when you have it. Let's look at data. If you go to indeed.ca, that's a job portal for hiring in Canada. Or if you go to LinkedIn, or if you go to Glassdoor, or if you go to Monster, type business analyst Canada, or say Toronto, for example. You probably get tons of openings. Let's say you get 20 openings for business analyst in Toronto. Look at the requirements. 50%, more than 50% of those openings will have the certification as either a requirement or as an added advantage or as an asset. Just the same way I explained when we had to choose 1 out of 3 people. They all met all the basic requirements: 5 years of experience, ability to use Jira, Confluence, Excel, Azure, and all of those things, knowledge in finance, tech, and all. They all met the requirements, but we needed to choose just one person. And we looked for other things as the factor to use in deciding. So I will say, get it. Most especially, it's better to have the certification and not need it than to need the certification and not have it. So while you don't need the certification to get a job, because there are people who get jobs without the certification, but it will help you when you have the certification. I've got another question from Sophie who says, I'm a lawyer and I'm not sure how to transition into tech. What do you advise? I don't want to say a lawyer likes to talk, but communication is a great skill. Is a great skill set that lawyers have. Another skill set that lawyers have is questioning, probing, and researching. Looking for facts. These are some skill sets that you can transfer to business analysis or project management. But I can't really tell you by just reading these 2 lines to say, go into business analysis, go into project management, go into product development, until I get to understand your personality. But I know there are skill sets in practicing law that you can easily transfer to some roles within tech, business analysis, product development. I've had people who were accountants, I've had people who were lawyers, I've had people who were business admin graduates, salespeople that are now working as project managers. I got a friend of mine who used to work in GT Bank in Abuja. She was in GT Bank, she was like a marketer for more than 10 years, and then she got into the country and then we started talking. First, she did PMP, and then she started learning project management. Now she works she first got a job after about a few months. She got a job as a project coordinator without tech knowledge or experience. She never worked in tech. She was all out selling bank products, GTB products. She got a job as a project coordinator in a digital company. 6 months after that, she got promoted to the role of a project manager. I've had folks like mentees and people that I've worked with who were accountants, who were whatever role, but now they're working as Scrum Masters, they're working as product owners and product development executives, they're working as business analysts in North America. You can be anything that you want to be. You can move to any role that you want to be, and you can succeed in any role that you want to be. All you need to do is give it what it takes. Nobody, and I say this, all those roles are not difficult when you learn. So as a lawyer, you can get into project management, you can get into product development, you can get into business analysis, you can get into data analytics if you have a thing for data. If you want to learn how to write codes, programs, you can get into programming, learning Pythons, R, Java, C++, and all of that. That may take some time, right? But there's really nothing difficult. Where and how can I, this is Tam Tam, this is another question from Tam Tam. Where and how can I learn the tools and techniques? Okay, so you're talking about business analysis. Okay, so I wrote an article. It was an award-winning article on BA Times on top 5 skills for business analysts. You should take a look at that. You can sign up on trainings. If you like online training, you can go to Udemy or one of those massive open online courses. Although I would recommend that because you're trying to get into a new environment, you need as much of practical knowledge as you need of head knowledge. Don't just get head knowledge alone. Get training that will help you to get your hands dirty, that will expose you to practical projects. In terms of tools, you can learn those tools online. So let's say, for example, Microsoft Excel. You can sign up for some Microsoft Excel trainings online. And while you're taking the training, you're also practicing it on your Excel, from your Excel on your computer. You can learn, for example, say Jira or Confluence or SQL. But most of these things you can learn online. Let me know if that answers the question, Tam Tam. So there's another question. Can you get a remote BA job in Canada from Nigeria? Can you? Nothing is impossible. Is it easy? Not quite. I've seen 1 or 2 people who got jobs in Nigeria before even coming here, but it's not very easy. Because what happens is they usually first do internal sourcing. So if an organization, say RBC, Royal Bank of Canada, wants to hire a Scrum Master or wants to hire a business analyst, they'll first look internally to see if there is anybody in their organization internally that has the skill set and that is interested in that role. If they can't find any, then they open it to the country, because there is a policy or a law or a rule that says that you should first look within the country before you go outside. Only go outside when you can't find a perfect fit for the role that you're trying to fill. And a lot of people in the country right now that are trying to get into business analysis or that are in business analysis. So they will literally first try to get in-house or in country before they start looking at Nigeria. So while it's possible, it's pretty difficult to get a BA job from Nigeria even before you get into the country. Yeah. Come on, Amatola. I was just saying lawyers like to talk because that's what they do for a living. I'm not saying like they're talkatives. I work as a health, safety, and environment and compliance officer in a marine company in Nigeria. How do I transition to tech? Again, by researching the roles in tech, we've looked at like 5, 6 roles that you can transition into in tech without necessarily doing technical stuff. We've looked at business analysis pretty easily. We've looked at project management pretty easily. We've looked at data analytics pretty easily. We've looked at product manager, product owner very easily. We've looked at keyway quality assurance / testing pretty easily. You don't require too much of technical knowledge to be able to work in these roles. QA. There are several others, right? As a business analyst, you can either start for you as a junior business analyst or as an intermediate business analyst or as a business analyst or senior business analyst. For project management, you can do project coordinator, junior project manager, project control officer, intermediate project manager, project manager. For data analytics, you can do data analyst, BI and reporting, consumer insight, and all of those things. Most of these functions or roles in tech don't require too much of technical knowledge or technical expertise. But how do you know which one is right for you? First, try to understand, one, the skills needed in these ones and the profiles, the personalities that will succeed or be effective in these roles. And then check your own personality to see which one aligns more. Once you have that matching, the next is then to create like a roadmap on what are the things that I need to learn. Tamtama said you need to learn like the tools and the techniques. So how am I going to learn the tools and the techniques? Do I also need a certification? I always encourage people to get certification alongside other things because we're coming to a place where there is huge competition. There are people from all over the world also coming into the country. People from China, people from India, people from the UK, people from the US, people from everywhere. So there is competition. What we want to do is make our profile in such a way that we have, to a large extent, a lot of things that some people may not have. We need to go a little above what is expected for us to really get the attention or attract the attention of recruiters or hiring managers. So as an HSC and compliance officer, I think for what you do, you'll be involved in things like policies and procedures, like control, and all of those things. And these are things that you find yourself doing when you're doing either business analysis or project management or even quality assurance. Compliance is closer to quality assurance. Quality assurance, or they call them testers. Or testers. So I will say, look at these roles, do some bit of research on the skill set that I needed, what they do, and the personality that will be effective in those roles, and try and see which of these one align most with your personality. One thing that you don't want to do is choose a career path that doesn't fit your profile or your personality. So Peculiar, does that answer your question? Sophie, more on my personality, I'm an entrepreneur for 5 years, and I believe I have a strong communication. I don't have tech knowledge at all. I also love to read books. As an entrepreneur, you're solving problems, you're adding value, you're talking to people, you're working with customers, users, stakeholders, and you're working with the people that are developing the product for you. For me, if you're an entrepreneur, very easily you can do business analysis, or you can do project management, or you can do product development. You can work as a product manager or a junior product manager. Product development is all about building businesses in microsphere. For a lot of organizations, they have products as standalone companies. So if you've been an entrepreneur, you will very easily do well in product development or product management. If you're not really interested in product management, you can do business analysis or project management. Yeah, you love to read books. Big. If you love to read books, that's a good one. What you want to do is now start channeling the books that you're reading to the books that are needed in, or the books that provide information, knowledge, experience about the new role that you want to transition into. I read a lot. Like, I love to read. Right. Most of the places I've spoken, most of the things that I've done those things based on the knowledge that I gathered from books. If there is anything that I'm going to leave you guys with, it's the fact that the mindset that you should have is the mindset of possibility, the mindset of success. There is nothing that anybody cannot do. When I was small, before I started driving, I used to wonder, like, wow, we used to have a driver who used to drive, and I'm like, wow, how does this guy do this thing, man? Like, how does he turn? How does he reverse? Because I didn't know it. So like, wow, this guy must be a genius to be able to drive. And then when I learned how to drive, driving became easy for me. When I wanted to write PMP, I used to look at people that have PMP like, wow, how did you do it, man? You must be so smart. And then I read for it and I wrote it and I passed them like, oh, PMP is just there. When I wanted to get into project management, I used to respect people that are project managers. But now I do project management. I'm like, it's you can do anything. You can be anything that you want to be if you give in all that it takes. Yeah, Wasilat, absolutely, absolutely. What you don't know is what you haven't learned. That's it. After learning tools, how can I get access to live projects, or how can I volunteer to get Canadian experience for business? I do know that Bisala is a Bisala. I do know that she's working on something. So Precious, you might want to check with her. Peroski. Oh, please mute him. Yeah, he does. Okay, great. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about, the labor market impact assessment, LMIA. Can you please talk more on data analytics and the certifications involved? So for data analytics, Eniola, the focus is more on the tools, the language, and the techniques more than certification. So if you want to be a data, I have like a senior data analyst who works with Rogers. Rogers Communications is one of the top telecoms providers here in Canada. He only has bachelor's degree. I don't even think he has master's degree. He only has bachelor's degree. But he knows how to use a lot of tools. He knows how to use Tableau. He knows how to use Power BI. He knows how to use Excel. He knows how to use SQL. He also knows how to write Python and R and doesn't have any certification. And he works as a senior, actually manager in Rogers right now. So for data analytics, I will say first, because there are not a lot of certifications in data analytics. There's the BI one from Microsoft, and then IBM also has some certification. But I would say focus more on the tools, and the techniques for data analytics. Power BI, Tableau, Excel, big time. Um, you can get into, Python. You can learn Python if you want, but those three tools, Power BI, Tableau, Excel, big time. Those are like the foundation that are going to be required. And a lot of opportunities in that also. Please, if we can touch on data analysis without doing too much techie stuff. But before that, I'll come to that. Can you talk more on data analytics and the certification? So I think I've answered that, Eniola. How do we get practical BA training? Again, I think that Bisala, right? Yeah, I think she started working on something along that.
Yes, Bola, please, I'd like you to talk more about Stacy and Lloyd so people can learn and then also
okay.
share their minds. Yes. So if they can start working on projects, even right from Nigeria, yeah, I don't think it's a problem. It's going to be
Absolutely.
yes. So please do talk about it.
Okay, great. So I'm also like a founder slash lead um, lead trainer and coach for Stacy and Lloyd. Stacy and Lloyd is a global consulting company that does business transformation on one hand, and on the other hand, we have like an academy where we do trainings. Most of our trainings are a combination of certification and practical hands-on, get your hand dirty kind of training. And in the practical practice, we have practical business analysis where you would teach folks business analysis, well, theoretically, and also we work on real life projects. And I've seen folks who had come to the class, and at the end of the class, they've been able to get jobs as business analysts, as project managers, as scrum masters, or agile coaches, or even product managers. For two reasons, because what you haven't done, you haven't done. Yeah? But what you have done, you have done. So they're able to use the experience that they gain from working on a real life project. And because the company is incorporated in Canada, it's a registered company that does consulting work for Bell and all of those other companies, they're able to say, oh yeah, I worked on this project and these were the things that I did. And they're able to speak to that knowledge and that experience. And that's been like one of the defining factors in their job search and in transition. So we do business analysis, practical business analysis with Microsoft Visio, Balsamic, and all of that. And then we work on real life projects. And we do everything business analysts will do on that kind of project. We also do for project management, effective project management with Microsoft projects, where we talk about what project management is about, the several processes within project management, and then we pick a live project. And then we also teach the tools, and we pick live projects, and then the team will run on those projects. We also do for practical Agile and Scrum for those that are interested in Agile or Scrum. By the way, Agile is big right now in the tech space. Whether you're a business analyst or project manager or product manager, you are expected to have the knowledge and or experience of Agile. So we have Agile and Scrum training also, where we teach the fundamentals and the foundational concept of Agile and Scrum, and then we work on real life projects. So those are the trainings that we have for the practical angle. Then for the certification, of course, we have PMP certification, we have CBAP certification, we have ITIL certification, and all the other certifications. So that's that about Stacy and Lloyd. I want to not be selfish. I want to answer your questions, but thank you for giving me the opportunity to just explain that to you. So if we can touch on data analytics without doing too much techy stuff. Everything right now runs, lives, and breathes on data. Organizations, businesses require data to make business decisions. There's this popular saying by Edward Deming that says, "In God we trust. Everybody else bring data." Let me explain that. We will only trust you if you are God. If you are not God, then we want to trust you if you have data. In God we trust. Everybody else, if you're not God, bring data. How do we know if launching this product is going to be successful or not? We need data. How do we know where or what product to launch? We need data. How do we know what users want or what users are doing? We need data. How do we identify trends? We need data. Data analytics is the practice that helps organizations to extract data from several places, analyze the data, and provide insight from the data. And from the inside, businesses, management, executive will be able to make decisions. So that's on a high level what data analytics is, helping to make business decisions using data. Is that fine for you, Oyin Damola? As a student in Canada, is it possible to get an intern post in these roles in order to position one well after graduation? Yeah, so depending on what course you're taking or what university or college you're attending, some programs have co-op as part of the curriculum or as part of some courses have co-op as part of the program. Co-op is like internship. At the end of your academic work or study, you will have to take internship. It can be 2 months, it can be 3 months, it can be 4 months. Internship. So for example, if you're studying business analysis, for example, at the end of say 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, depending on the duration of the program, you will be asked to go on co-op on internship. When you go on internship, the organization can, if you've proven yourself to be worthy to be a value-adding intern, the organization can retain you either as a project coordinator, project manager, or whatever the role is, or as a data analyst. Even if the organization doesn't retain you, you can use the experience that you've gained from working with, say, RBC as an intern to apply for other roles outside of the organization. So yes, as a student, you can get internship post. What certification will be relevant for a BA role, and what institutions would you recommend we get this certification from? There are about 2 organizations that provide business analysis certification. There is IIBA, International Institute of Business Analysis, iiba.org, and there is PMI, Project Management Institute, pmi.org. If you're trying to get into North America, Canada, and all of that, I would strongly recommend the IIBA one, CBAP. mindset of possibilities. Actually, that's it. There is nothing that you cannot do. I'm sure when you were in primary school, you were like, wow, our seniors, wow, how did you guys do it? You know, those kind of stuff. And then you got to secondary school, you're like, yes, I'm here. Now it's not it's university, like, oh, jump, oh my goodness, how am I going to pass jump? Like, or UME or UTM, whatever it is now. Oh, I see the question, like, how do people pass? Man, how are you guys doing it? And then you wrote and then you passed and it became, You're like, for the lawyer, oh my goodness, oh, law bar exam, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. You know, I hear people don't really pass. And then you pass and like, oh, you can be anything, anything at all. Please, can you be my mentor? No, I was kidding. I was kidding. Yeah, I was joking. Oh, sure, why not? Why not? Yeah, you will pay Aniola. Yeah. What are the tools that you need to learn in business analysis? So let's go. First, you need to learn the office productivity tools, Excel and all of those things. You need to learn diagramming tools, Microsoft Visio. That's a really good tool. Microsoft Visio. You need to learn that. You need to learn Balsamic. Balsamic is a very simple tool. Balsamic is for diagramming. You may also need to learn some database tools like SQL. SQL. Also, I think you need to learn maybe Jira and Confluence. Jira and Confluence. Yeah, so Jira, Confluence, Giphy, absolutely. Canva. So Canva is for graphic design of some sort. Wireframe. You can do wireframe from Balsamic. You can do wireframe from draw.io. You can do wireframe from those other tools. Jira is big, Confluence is big, Giphy also is really, really big. Please, how much does it cost to train with Stacy and Lloyd? Does it provide co-op services? So this is what happens. When you run those projects, because Stacy and Lloyd is a registered company, you can reference the project that you've worked on as part of your experience. And also because it's a company in Canada, it's registered. We've done consulting work for several organizations. So yes, you can put that as part of your experience. You've worked with a Canadian company. The skills necessary for data analytics, attention to details. You need to have attention to details. You need to be able to spot things. Because when you're analyzing data, you need to be looking at trends. You need to be able to extract insight from the data. So it looks like we have all of the questions. I'm not sure if I've answered all of the questions. If there's any question that I haven't answered well, please shoot me a message. Just send a message again, just so that I can respond to those questions. So I got someone saying, how much does it cost to train with Stacy and Lloyd? So it depends on three things. It depends on what course it is that you're training with. I mean, being part of the training without having to pay or expecting any salary more. Okay, how can we afford being part of the training without having to pay? That's probably not realistic, if you know what I mean. Because the tools that we use, we pay licenses for those tools and we grant licenses to people and all. So it may not be possible to be part of the training without having to pay. Yeah, so it depends on the kind of training, and we can actually work on, so we have like a super flexible pricing model. We can always work on something that wouldn't be too, that wouldn't be too, um, what's it called? Yeah, that won't be too overly expensive for you guys. Balsamic, balsamic. So I'm going to type it, balsamic, and Visio. So Visio is Microsoft Visio, MS Visio. Yeah, so that's that. Let me know if you got the Chamaka, balsamic, and MS Visio. Is it possible to organize a group training so the fee is affordable? You can talk to Hills and Tech, and then we can work something out for the group. What are the skills necessary for a BA role? Communication, attention to detail, conceptual. Let me look for an article that I wrote. Top 5 skills for business. And oh, sorry. Top 5 skills for business. Okay, great. So I'm gonna send you guys this link. And you can read up Okay, so I'm sending you guys the link now for you to just read up the stuff, the article rather. Okay, let's see. So where are we? See all articles, top 5 skills for business analyst. Okay, great. So I put okay, so I put the what's it called? I put the link here for you guys to just take a read on the article, top 5 skills for business analysts. It was an article that I wrote in 2018. It was from a research that I did actually. Was like the article of the year 2018, the most popular article by BA Times. So you should check a look at that. Reach out to me if you, yeah, so that's fine. This will be great to do. Thanks, Ali. Okay, so it looks like we have all the questions answered. Is there any other question that anyone has that I haven't responded to? Yes, actually, I think there's some trainings that are really like free introduction to business analysis that you can get online from Udemy and all of those portals. Some of them will give you an understanding of what business analysis is about, X, Y, and Z. So you can take some of those courses just to give you an understanding of what business analysis is, the tools that they use and all. You know what? I had done, like, I also had some, let me see if I can show you that. Just give me a minute. I'm looking for my video. Um, okay, great. Okay. So I also sent in a link to you. It was like an online info session that I held sometime last year with Laura Brandenburg. I don't know if anybody knows Laura Brandenburg, but she's like a huge authority within the business analysis space in North America. You can just take a listen at it. It's called Starting and Growing as a Business Analyst. It just gives you information here and there, but you may need to still get your hands dirty to be able to then know what that stuff is. Can you learn the tools from Udemy? Yes, you can. When you're learning the tools from Udemy, try and also have access to the tool that you're learning so that you can practice what you're learning. As there's really no value in someone just showing you how to do some things in a tool and you are not practicing it yourself. So for example, if you're learning how to use Excel 2016 or 2018, as you're watching the video, you also want to be practicing and doing what you're watching. So make sure you have access to the tool while you're learning it. Is there a relationship between data science and BA? Yeah, there is a relationship between data science and BA. Data science, data analytics is all about using data to provide insight, to provide recommendations, to provide visibility, visualization that will help to make business decisions. Business analysis is all about facilitating change in an organization or an environment by, one, defining the needs in the organization and recommending solutions that will add value. So you may find a BA working with data analysts in whatever it is that they're doing. So there's a relationship between data science and business analysis. Okay, looks like we have all the questions answered. It's, yeah, I don't know how long you wanted this to last for. No, you're welcome, Precious. Yeah, was it supposed to be for 1 hour?
No, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I think you've answered all the questions.
Okay, cool. So that's all I got. Thank you so much, Hills and Tech, for, I like the name, for inviting me. I love to speak to people. I love to support people as much as possible.
Everyone is really singing your praises here. Thank you so much.